the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. So, in my video where I tested the Juvia's Place foundation, a couple of you were a little shocked that I did not use a foundation primer with the foundation. And I never use foundation primer when I'm testing a foundation, just because I want to see how the foundation performs on its own, you know? And as a matter of fact, when I'm wearing makeup, I don't wear foundation primer all the time. There are only a few instances where I actually wear a foundation primer. And we're going to talk about that in this video where we ponder, does one really need a foundation primer? So keep watching. Okay, so let's first talk about some reasons why one may not need to use a foundation primer. So, number one, are you wearing the right moisturizer? Now, I talk about moisturizer a lot here on this channel, a lot on my blog, on social media. Like, I just talk moisturizer until I'm blue in the face, which I don't know if that's possible. But here's the thing with moisturizer. So, not only do you have to have the right moisturizer for your skin type, whether that be normal, oily, dry, combo, what have you, you also need to pick a moisturizer that speaks to your specific skincare concerns. And then, of course, you need to pick out a moisturizer that speaks to your current skin concerns. But another thing that I feel that some people kind of miss when it comes to your moisturizer is, especially if you're living someplace like the great city of New York, where we get 4 seasons a year, and sometimes within a season we get 4 seasons within a season. So you have to switch your moisturizer with the seasons, or, you know, it depends on the climate in which you live. So for instance, last month in May, I mentioned this in a video before, but May 1st, I had on the same coat I wore in January. Like, the weather can switch up that fast. So that May 1st cold day, I had to wear a moisturizer that was slightly more hydrating, and then as it started to warm up, I had to wear my lighter weight moisturizer. So it's super important that you're wearing the right moisturizer, because your moisturizer affects your makeup performance throughout the day. If you wear something that's too heavy, what's going to happen is your makeup's going to be sliding all over the place. You're going to have to do frequent touch-ups. It's just going to be, I mean, unless you love to just, you know, pull out your compact and touch up your face throughout the day, multiple times a day, like, and be on it, you know, the world is your oyster. And then if you're wearing a moisturizer that's not hydrating enough, your skin can get dry, it can make your makeup look dry, you might have some patches. You want to make sure that you're wearing the right moisturizer. And for more information on moisturizer, I have a video called Wardrobe of Moisturizers that could use some view love, you know, like, go ahead and watch it. It's a great video. We talk about the different types of moisturizers, and also check out some blog links that I'll link below in the description box that'll help you figure out more about your skincare routine as the seasons change. So number 2, you want to make sure you're using the right foundation formula for your skin type, the season, and your lifestyle. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the moisturizer. So your moisturizer and your foundation, you know, you want them to work in tangent with each other. I actually have a Are You Wearing the Wrong Foundation video series, and the part 2 talks about formula and finish, so you make sure you check that one out. So let's take me for example. So I have oily skin, so in the wintertime I tend to, you know, lean more towards maybe a satin matte or a dewy finish. Sometimes I can even wear a luminous finish. Those are things that I can wear more when it's colder and drier out. Then in the summertime, I tend to change over to, you know, lighter weight formulas, things that are more of a matte finish, because listen, a matte finish foundation is going to look luminous and dewy on me within an hour anyway of me stepping outside. I can't wear something luminous or dewy finish from get, because then by the time I even try to walk outside, like, it's just going to be a hot mess. So you want to make sure that your foundation formula is right for your skin type, the season, and of course your lifestyle. So sometimes you can have the right moisturizer and the right foundation formula that go in tangent, work together for your skin type, for the season, for your lifestyle. But there are some instances where you're like, but I need a primer. So let's talk about those instances. So one of the reasons why you might want to wear primers, if you have some sort of texture issue, whether that be wrinkles, enlarged pores, or if you have some deep scarring left over from acne, some primers act as a barrier in between your skin and your foundation. Some of them help to blur the appearance of pores and wrinkles. They're not going to make them go away, but they do help to diminish the look so that you know, you have more of, and you're not gonna have a completely even plane to put your foundation on, but they give you a better base to start off with when it comes to applying your makeup. So another reason why you might want to wear a foundation primer is if you're looking to get a specific look. So for instance, if you want to look dewier, or if you want something to mattify, these are some reasons why you might want to wear a foundation primer. But make sure you're not simply wasting your money on foundation primers when you can just simply change your foundation formula. I know sometimes this is easier said than done because a lot of brands just started making deeper foundation shades for us, but you know, just make sure you're not wasting your money on foundation primers when the culprit might be your moisturizer or your foundation like we spoke about earlier. Okay, so let's talk about me, because you know, why not? So at the beginning of this video, I said that I don't always wear foundation primer when I wear makeup. As a matter of fact, I don't even have it on right now. So let's talk about times where I would actually put on a primer and versus the times where I don't wear primer. So one of the reasons why I tend to not need to wear primer is I kind of follow my own advice. I make sure that my moisturizer and my foundation are right for my skin type, right for the season, and then, you know, right for the weather, because like I said, in between seasons here, we can have like 4 different seasons. I really love the Murad Oil Control Mattifier SPF 15, but I also recently started loving, now this is something you can wear with your moisturizer or you can wear it on its own. It's the Olay Sun Shine Control SPF 35. So both of these are conducive to, you know, my oily skin and also to the warm weather out. So they keep my makeup on a lot longer than if I use the wrong moisturizer for right now. You can take a look at how I switch up my moisturizers throughout the year. I have a blog post called The Moisturizer Switch Up, which I will link in the description box, so make sure you check that out. And then I have my seasonal faves when it comes to foundation. So right now for the warmer part of the year, I'm loving the Dior Forever 24-Hour Skin Caring Matte. There's so many videos on this, and then I have a blog post, which I'll link below. The Juvia's Place New Velvet Matte Foundation, there's a video on this, make sure you check that out. The Uma Beauty Matte Foundation, I also have a video on this, make sure you check that out. 2 other foundations that sometimes go into the rotation during the warmer months, the Cover FX Power Play and the Dior Face and Body. The Dior Face and Body I can actually wear throughout the year. Not when it's very, very cold. When it's very, very cold, I might switch to something else, but this is one that can work year round. This one I cannot use in the wintertime because it's just too, it's just too matte. Same thing with the Fenty. I can't really wear the Fenty in the winter. I wear that in the summer. I love this Laura Mercier Flawless Radiance Perfecting Foundation, but I can only wear this in the winter. Beautiful finish, but it would just be too much maintenance to be touching it up throughout the day if I wore it during the summer. One instance where I would actually wear a foundation primer is if I know I'm going to be out of the house all day. Like, let's say, you know, I'm out from 8 o'clock in the morning and I don't get it until like after 8 o'clock at night, and I want to make sure that my makeup lasts, I'll put a primer on. If we have extreme weather conditions, like for instance when I was in Tulum and it was super hot, I made sure that I put a primer on. Then when I'm actually wearing a foundation primer, I have a longtime favorite of the Mally Beauty Perfect Prep Poreless Primer. That's a lot of P's. And then recently I've been loving this Fenty primer. So I wound up loving this Fenty primer. I had a deluxe sample that I took with me to Turks and Caicos last October. And when I saw that, like, cause you know, it's hot in Turks and Caicos. When I saw that it was keeping my makeup put, I was like, okay, I need to go out and buy a full bottle, which I did. So Mally Beauty Perfect Prep Poreless Primer, say that 5 times fast, and the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer are like my 2 that I really like. There's some others, but those are like my main ones. All right, so let us get in the comments and talk about foundation primers. Tell me, what is your favorite foundation primers? Do you wear it often? Tell me something you might have learned from this video that maybe you didn't know before. Let's get chitty-chatty, because you know I like to get all chitty-chatty in the comments. So, you know, leave your comments below. Also, follow me on social. I'll have the links in the description box. And again, in the description box, there'll be links to things that you want to know, reviews on things that I've mentioned, other posts and videos for more information to expand your knowledge on, you know, the relationship between your moisturizer and your foundation, as well as some foundation primer reviews that I've done in the past. Follow me on social. I'll have the links in the description box as well. And I will see you fine folks in my next video. Bye, guys.